Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lyrics Unwrapped, the podcast which analytically breaks down the best rap lyrics of all time, explaining the hidden meaning and genius of each bar. I'm your host, Chandler So. And today, for this very first episode of the podcast, I'm going to try to give you a little bit of backstory on why it is I'm doing this podcast. Ready? It's because I like rap music. Rap music is my favorite genre of music. It has been ever since I was a little kid. And one of my favorite aspects of rap is the lyricism and the flow, but primarily the lyrics, the word choice, and how those words interact with the other words in the song. Are they all referring to similar poetic constants or poetic aspects, such as assonance, alliteration? Are they using the same vowel sounds, the same beginning sounds? Are they all rhyming? Are there internal rhymes? Stuff like that. But also, I'm really into the meaning of the words, right? Is the song all about a consistent theme, a consistent message? Is there really cool puns, double entendres, triple meanings involved with the words that they're using? I love that about rap, and I spend a significant amount of time, probably more than I ever should, and hopefully my boss never catches this podcast, because if they do, they might go check my internet history and check me reading lyrics all day long at work, because I sometimes do that. But yeah, I actually will go and read lyrics, rap lyrics, while listening to the song, and then they're just pausing the song and reading them for hours. And I'll just read and think to myself, what is this about? What is he meaning here? Like, why is he saying this? Does this have any meaning? Sometimes rap lyrics just sound complicated and confusing and cool, but really don't have any meaning. But other times I can tell that there's something there, and I really dig deep for it and try to figure out what it is that the author is trying to say. So yeah, that's who I am. That's what I love, and that's why I'm making this podcast. If I like that, then maybe some other people like it. If I spend hours reading rap lyrics, maybe someone might want to listen to a podcast that explains lyricism and explains why some lyrics are really cool and the hidden meaning behind them. I also want to use this podcast as an opportunity to show people different rappers, different styles of rap, different lyric and poetic choices that rappers can make, and expose people to new music and put them on new artists. So I want to try to start this podcast off with some of the more underground rappers that maybe not everyone knows about. Later on, of course, I'll have to get into the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Coles, the Joyner Lucases, because yes, they are incredible lyricists. Like, J. Cole has to be one of my favorite artists by a long shot. He's so incredible. I'll touch on him. At some point. Even Lupe Fiasco. He's pretty big. Most people know him. But when I pick these artists, I'll try to pick the songs that aren't as well known and break them down. Because if anything, their radio hits are the more simple songs that don't have as deep of lyrics or as jiving of lyrics. So I'll pick the songs with the best lyrics that probably aren't as well known and break them down for you guys. But anyways, that's the intro. Way too long, I know. Sue me, my podcast. Fuck you. Let's go into it, baby. First up, we have my boy Mick Jenkins. Okay, for this podcast, since it's the very first one of this series, yeah, I'm making more of these. But since this is the very first podcast, I picked all my favorite rappers. You know, I only picked people I really like. And one of them is Mick Jenkins. Mick Jenkins, he's from Chicago. He's 28 years old. He dropped his first mixtape in 2012. Been in the game now for 7 years. This song, Alchemy, off his EP Waves, following one of his big albums, The Waters, dropped in 2015. A little thing about Mick Jenkins, is he established himself as, how do I even put this? His identity is tied to the central theme of using the word water as a metaphor throughout a ton of his rap. His album, The Waters, dropped in 2014. I think it was his debut album. I don't know. Maybe not his debut album, but Oh, maybe it is because he released a couple EPs before that. I don't know if the things he released before The Waters are EPs or albums. Regardless, ever since he dropped The Waters, everything he talks about is water. It's all about this metaphor of water, and water being truth or knowledge. It's a pretty well established metaphor. A lot of people have used water as a pure kind of substance. Oh, you purify yourself in the water, stuff like that, right? You got holy water, shit like that. So yeah, it's a used metaphor. I wouldn't say it's overdone. And it's really cool how Mick Jenkins kind of takes that metaphor to the next level and really embeds himself in the water. He's swimming deep, yo. Hope he doesn't got thalassophobia. Thalassophobia is the fear of deep water, by the way. You like ever been out in the ocean and you look down and you just see a gradient of dark blue below you, and you go, "Ooh, fuck me, I'm out." You got thalassophobia, baby. So let's go into it. Sorry, too much backstory. You know what? We won't rap. We got rap. So it starts like this. Take off them water wings. I'm losing water weight. I've been on creatine. Yeah. You could already tell there's a metaphor in there somewhere, right? So water wings are the floaties that typically kids wear. They go around their arms and they help them float in the water. So he says he's taken off the water wings. The water wings are the supports that allow him to stay in the water, allow him to understand the truths and knowledge. They're kind of like the fake things, maybe preventing him from truly interacting with the water, from truly interacting with the truth and the knowledge, and allowing him to dive deeper into the truth and knowledge. I'm losing water weight. I've been on creatine. So this metaphor could actually mean a couple different things, and it's super cool. Let's go into it. So creatine is a muscle enhancement supplement that just pretty much pumps water straight into your muscles. I think it helps people lift more, but it also just makes muscles look more bulbous and big and bulky by just straight water weight. So when people quit using creatine, all the water in their muscles kind of just leaves their muscles, and they just have to sit over a toilet for 13 minutes a day, pissing nonstop. I made up that last part, but it's probably true. I don't know where else that was. Imagine someone using creatine for 3 years straight, and they just stop using it and they sweat it all out. Oh, that'd be disgusting. Yeah, it probably leaves through their pee. So he stops using creatine, and his body starts getting rid of all the water in his muscles. So again, it's on this idea of he's losing the supplements which fakely, you get what I mean, artificially add water to him. So it's all the fake knowledge, fake truth in him. He's getting rid of that. He's purging that from his body. And conversely, if you think about water physics, gravity, and buoyancy, okay, the more water you have in your body, the more buoyant you are, the more you float. Therefore, when you stop taking supplements like creatine, your body becomes denser, and then you can sink better into the water. So it's playing off of that water wings metaphor to say, hey, I'm not buoyant anymore. I don't have floaties. I'm not very water. I don't have a lot of water in my body. I can just dive down into the truth, into the knowledge. Super cool how it works off of that. Not to mention, it flows really nice. Take off them water wings. I'm losing water weight. I've been on creatine, curing my countenance. This is the next line. Curing my countenance. Creating this gold from the lead in my pencil. I think I'm an alchemist. Yeah. Let that sink into you. Let you sink into the water of Mick Jenkins. Let you sink into the truth that Mick Jenkins be spitting. Look, my boy used the word countenance in a rap song, dude. I had to pull up the motherfucking dictionary to understand what countenance means. You know what countenance means? It means support. He's curing his supports. He's getting rid of his supports. He doesn't need them supports no more. He don't need them. He's good. He doesn't need the water wings. He doesn't need the creatine. He could dive. He can swim on his own. Think about that. He's in the waters of truth and knowledge, and he can swim on his own now. So let's go to the next step. Creating this gold from the lead in my pencil, I think I'm an alchemist. Alchemy is a medieval form of chemistry. Alchemy was predominantly focused on turning things into gold, random things because gold has almost throughout all of history been the most valuable substance known to man. So people always wanted to take stuff like iron or any other metal, any other rock, and then somehow transform it into gold. That's the whole idea behind alchemy. Another idea behind alchemy was that people were trying to make elixirs, special medicines that were super powered, that could heal anything, cure anything, give people extraordinary powers. Yeah, so that's alchemy. So creating this gold from the lead in my pencil, I think I'm an alchemist. Again, that's literally what alchemy was trying to do, was trying to take metals like lead and transform them into gold, but this is actually a metaphor. He's saying the words he's writing with his pencil are gold. He's turning his pencil, writing words, which are clearly rap lyrics, and making gold out of it. Yeah, that's a dope bar. Very cool, very cool. But Jenkins, he's swimming all right. He's swimming deep. And on this ocean theme, on this water theme, let's dive deeper into the ocean, okay? Up next, my boy Samsa. All right, my boy Samsa, he's a SoundCloud rapper. He's a YouTube rapper. Never had an EP, never had an album, only created singles. And he's already quit the rap game after 3 very, very short years in the rap game. A complete tragedy. He's not dead or anything. He's still alive. He's kicking. He's having his life. I'm cool. I respect it. If rap wasn't for him, even though he's one of the best rappers out there, that's fine. If he wasn't enjoying it, if he wasn't having fun with it, he's free to live his life the way he wants. Still waiting on that JLX album. Still waiting on many albums. It's cool. People that live the life they want to live. Regardless, I wish he made more music because I'm a selfish bitch and I really enjoyed his music. He created this song called Cuttlefish, and it's a very, very cool song. I might be a little bit predisposed, a little bit biased towards liking this album because I personally really love cuttlefish. They are absolutely amazing creatures, okay? The ocean's a big ocean, right? Many fish in the sea, all kinds of different fish in the sea. And motherfucking cuttlefish rule that bitch. They're so cool. Most interesting fish in the sea. Like a lot of people say mantis shrimp are cool. And hell yeah, mantis shrimp are dope. Cuttlefish kind of edge them out by a little bit. Fun facts about the cuttlefish, I guess, if I'm going on this topic about cuttlefish. They are masters of camouflage and will disguise themselves as many different things, from plants to poisonous octopus. And they do this all while being colorblind. Yes, their eyes don't see color, yet they can perfectly disguise themselves as trillions of different things in the ocean perfectly. It is so very cool. The cuttlefish have tentacles, and they'll even change the tentacles to like act like branches and stuff. They can change the textures of their skin and their tentacles to make them, they're so cool. They shoot ink just kind of like octopus, and they're also highly toxic. These guys won the lottery, the Darwin lottery in terms of evolution, and have every single evolutionary advantage known to animal. They have it all. So not only are they just the ultimate defensive animals in the ocean, they also have a really cool culture in society. I guess I shouldn't use the word culture in society. These animals interact in a very interesting way. So the males, they play this role of a bouncer, all right? The cuttlefish males, they kind of group all their bitches up, all right? They're like, hey, hoes, you with me. You fine, girls. Cuttlefish, you my girls. And they kind of play this bouncer role. They group their girls up, and they protect them, and they guard them, and they prevent other males from mating with these females. which is like, oh man, do you see Chad over there? Chad got all the fine cuttlefish bitches, dude. I want to be Chad. I want to go fuck his cuttlefish. Oh wait, I'm a cuttlefish too. What do cuttlefish do? We masters camouflage. So what do cuttlefish do? They disguise themselves as females, okay? They disguise themselves as females and walk right past the bouncers. The bouncers see the male pretending to be a female and being like, oh, hey, girl, you're kind of cute. Come to my harem a little bit. Come to my harem a little bit. And then the male disguised as a female kind of skirts right in to the harem and then starts fucking all the female cuttlefish in there. And that, dude, that shit's wild to me. That shit's so funny to me. What amazing animals they are. I actually found out about cuttlefish in elementary school. And ever since then, I've been not obsessed with them, but they've reigned supreme in my mind as the coolest animal in the sea. If you want to learn more about cuttlefish, check out this video by a dude named Frank. Z is in zebra, Z-E Frank. You can find him on YouTube. He makes really funny videos about wildlife, and I'll put a link to it in the show notes. Okay, so sorry, I was on the topic about the song. Let's go into it. It starts off with, "I was a manatee. You were a cuttlefish." Samsa is setting up this metaphor. Okay, this whole song is about this metaphor comparing him and a lover, an ex-lover, a girl. He's saying that he was a manatee and she was a cuttlefish. "I moved in cavalcades, lumbering." A cavalcade is a formal procession of horses. He's saying he's slow, he's big, he's formal, and he's rigid. Cavalcades, he uses this to kind of juxtapose himself against her elegance, which you'll see him discuss in the next line. "You could choreograph a ballad in the muscle tissue of a subtle twitch." Let that sink in. You could choreograph a ballad in the muscle tissue of a subtle twitch. If that is not one of the most beautiful metaphors you will hear today, you hang out with Picasso or something. I don't know. That's incredible. That is so amazing. Just the thought of that. "Masquerade as something other. Make your outer colors switch. I was sculpted out of slate. You grew out a floral wreath. I had dorsal flippers. You had tentacles and plural feet." Right here, he's mostly describing these creatures. There's a couple of metaphors in there. I'm too dumb to get all of them, I think, but I can try my best. Big boy. He's a big boy, all right? He was sculpted out of slate. He's a big boy. She comes from a delicate place, a floral wreath. Delicate place, a place of beauty, intricate and interesting. I actually kind of see him setting up this metaphor as she's from this city. She's from this busy, happening place. "And twisted past the crevices and left me by the coral reef." Again, she's from a busy, happening place and she left him behind. "Bereft of thought, left abroad, always acted like you spoke the breath of God. Concrete cephalopod." Bro, Samsa used the word cephalopod and rhymed it in a rap song. Dude, what? Cephalopod? You kidding me? And of course you couldn't let me in. Coagulate your casing when I touched you with my ventral fin. What? Homie didn't just use the word cephalopod in a rap song. He used the word coagulate. A cephalopod is the type of mollusk, or it's a specific biological term for the type of animal that a cuttlefish is. Coagulate means to take something solid and make it liquidy. So coagulate your casing when I touched you with my ventral fin. The ventral fin is on the bottom part of the fish. He's using the phrase ventral fin to refer to his fucking penis, dude. What? Are you serious? Ventral fin. Huh. That's so good. That is so incredible. What a monster Samsa is. Anyways, what he's saying with that is like you kind of slimed your way around, you wormed your way around, you wiggled your way out of sex with me, kinda. Like every time I touch you with my penis, you went soft and you kind of wiggled around it. You try to get around it. That's what he's saying there with that line. Polaroids with X's, you had emerald skin, several tints. You looked happier in the past when you were with other men. Watched your soma shimmer when you texted him. God, all right. Look, sorry for biology lesson 101 in advanced biology, by the way, not even fucking high school biology. Samsa is just flexing his intellectual might on us constantly. And that's actually one of the reasons why I love him. This is an advanced biological term. A soma is a cell body for a neuron. So he's saying that okay, you need another piece of this. You need more information. The cuttlefish, right? It's covered in many nerve endings all over its body, and it uses them to change its color for camouflage. So he's saying that she was shimmering, like physically you can see her shimmering, and as like a good thing, right? Like excited shimmering when she's texting another person. And wow, you really setting this metaphor beautifully. Emerald skin, several tints, deep, beautiful emerald skin when she was with other men. She would light up with joy while texting other men. I've seen all your colors fade. It's me that you've lost interest in. Beige or blue at home, but you could toggle through a range of hues. Flash an orange smile to men that you were just a stranger to. To me, that's like the climax of this part. That's the human experience, right? That's life. It's painful. It's so real. I don't think I could even explain that feeling right there with words better than he did in this rap song that uses the metaphor of a cuttlefish. It was so to the point, so obvious, and it cuts so deep, and you entirely feel that with every nerve of your empathetic body. That's super cool. So let's go into it. Flash an orange smile to men that you were just a stranger to. You give these people, like you have people in your life. We all do. At least I hope I'm not the only one. We all have people in our life that we love, that we just want to spend more time with, that we give the world for them. And all we want is just a little bit in return. And then when we see them give the world to someone else and not even a glance back to us, it hurts, it kills, it murders us inside. And that's what he's talking about here. He's talking about giving the world for this girl, and she just gives the world for anyone else. And an orange smile to men that she was just a stranger to, a stranger, and she will just give everything. And he watched it. Must kill. Never was a creature that you couldn't change into. Nothing complicated for you, mimic octopus. What can't you do? Stage yourself an angelfish, change to an electric eel. Arrange yourself in halo rings, conduct a charge of sex appeal. So again, he's kind of just talking about how the cuttlefish can camouflage and change its shape and all this stuff. But there's some metaphor in there. Let's dive into it. It's this last line, conduct a charge of sex appeal. I find that really cool because he's saying that the cuttlefish has an ability, that this girl has this ability to transform from all these different things. And he's specifically listing off different animals in the ocean. And then the last one, boom, right 180, okay? Right from left field. I think that's the term. She's a seductive temptress, like this almost slutty temptress. Like, that's crazy. I don't know where that comes from, and it's super cool how it just hits you like that. Super. I need to stop using the word super and the word cool. He just hits you with it straight in the face. You weren't even looking at it,
and then boom, boom, smack. But there's a metaphor in there. Conduct a charge of sex appeal. Charge, electric. Double meaning. As I said earlier, the cuttlefish uses neurons to change the colors of its body. Those neurons use electricity to change the colors of its body. Electric sex appeal. It's that. Like there's this electricity in the sex appeal. People use the word electric in a way to talk about like, oh, the sex was electric. Sex was so good, it was electric. It's that. It's a play off words that. Very cool. That's my boy Samsa. I know it feels like I read off half the word, half the thing to you guys. And I did. I read off half the song to you guys, but it's because it's so good. Finish listening to the song. There's more to it. It gets even better. Maybe. I don't know. It's that good the whole way through. It's that way good the whole way through. And in fact, all these songs I'm talking about today are that good the whole way through. I'm only picking bangers for you guys. Maybe not bangers, but very good songs. Very good songs that I really like. Next up is my boy Aesop Rock. Aesop Rock is famous in the underground hip hop world for being one of the best lyricists. He used more individual unique words than any other rapper, in that case, any other artist, musician ever. He uses more unique individual words than the books Moby Dick and Shakespeare. Okay? That's how diverse his lyricism is. And then he combines this with his nearly ethereal mindset of the world and how he views everything in such deep, vivid, beautiful metaphors. That's one that I'm showing you today off of his album, The Impossible Kid, a recent album that dropped in 2016, which is a little bit more introspective. It's a personal favorite of mine, and he's not typically that introspective in his albums, but this one is. This song isn't that introspective, though. This one isn't. It kind of is, but let's just get into it. It starts off like this. Hobgoblin, shots of hot estrogen. Okay, I don't know what he's talking about. I have no clue what he's talking about here. Estrogen is a vaccine commonly used for animals, though. Vaccine queen deem church socks hostage. Okay, we have something about vaccines again, but I still don't know what he's talking about. 9 weeks awesome, hides in a slipper. Okay. I think I know what he's talking about. He's definitely talking about something specific. Let's go. Look in her eye like she might be a wizard. I'm lost again. I don't know. Cold met a cat lady in a parking lot. Oh, wait. Was that right? She got the heroes of tomorrow in a cardboard box. And probably hoarding 40 more in the corners of Fort Knox. Swap 20 on the spot and cop the warlock. Okay. Yeah, I do know what he's talking about. He's talking about a cat. He's talking about a cat. Check this. Hobgoblin. A hobgoblin, some sort of mystical, fantasy-esque creature that you can find in a game like World of Warcraft or in the Lord of the Rings. Kind of hides in caves and dark, damp places. Shots of hot estrogen. Oh, hobgoblin. He's saying that it's a cat, right? They hide in darker places. They like to hide out. Shots of hot estrogen. Shots for the cat. Vaccine queen. Apparently this cat to get a ton of shots. Deem church socks hostage. This cat likes to collect socks for some reason. I don't own a cat, so I don't know what cats like to do. But I could see cats being really weird and just like collecting socks or something for their nest in their cave. I don't know. 9 weeks awesome. It's a little kitten. Hides in a slipper. Cat likes to hide in slippers. Look in her eye like she might be a wizard. What? Dude, this is so cool. The level of depth he adds to this little kitten. I see a cat, I go, cat, kitten. Oh, it's cute, cat. That's all that crosses my mind. He sees a cat and he goes, it's a hobgoblin. Oh, it's a wizard. Look at its eyes. It's a wizard. Like he just adds such depth, such richness to life in the way he talks about just these mundane things like a cat. I can only imagine what's going through his mind. It's like he's constantly tripping on ayahuasca or something. He just lives in such a spiritual-esque world. Or he just loves to play around with the way he interacts with the world. It's super cool. Cold met a cat lady in a parking lot. Cold met, like a cold call. It's he's never met her before. Met a cat lady in a parking lot. He just like, it was probably a Craigslist ad or something like that. Met her for the first time in a parking lot. Kind of sketch is what he's trying to get at here. She got the heroes of tomorrow in a cardboard box. He's referring to these cats as the heroes of tomorrow. And that's so cool. I'm saying cool again. It's really interesting. It's very interesting. This idea of the cats being the heroes of tomorrow matters later in the song. And in fact, it matters for the last line of the song, where he wraps the entirety of the song up into one line in one of the most genius lines I've ever heard in a rap song, because it entirely concludes the song, makes everything make sense. And on top of that, it's this great, hilarious, comedic punchline told with impeccable delivery. Definitely listen to this whole song through. I'm not going to get there for you guys. You got to check them out. This is Aesop Rock, not ASAP Rocky, okay? Aesop Rock. Again, all these people will be in the show notes. Check them out, as well with their lyrics. She got the heroes of tomorrow in a cardboard box and probably hoarding 40 more in the corners of Fort Knox. He sees these kittens as just the most valuable thing to humanity. Fuck your gold bars. Fuck your cash money. Bruh, it's kittens or die out here, dude. We have to protect these motherfuckers in a vault, all right? They're so valuable. That's how he views these cats, and it's super cool. Swapped 20 on the spot and caught the warlock. He spent $20 and he got the cat. And again, he refers to this cat as the fantasy mystical being that he thinks it is, as a warlock. Oh, so cool. Aesop Rock. The song is Kirby. I don't know if I even said the name of the song in the beginning, to be honest. I forgot. The song is Kirby, Aesop Rock, The Impossible Kid. Check him out. I'll have more Aesop Rock in future podcasts. He has incredible songs the whole way through. Actually, now that I think about it, I'll probably have all of these people in future podcasts. Samsa has such good stuff out there. He has a little bit of limited stuff, though. Again, he was only around for a little bit, didn't put out any albums, but everything he made is gold, so I'll probably cover every song. Mick Jenkins has a ton of good stuff out there. Aesop Rock has plethora of it. The next dude, Marlon Craft, he has a ton of good stuff too. Let's dive into him. Marlon Craft. The song is titled Shithole. It's a freestyle, not the old definition for freestyle, right? Back in the day, freestyle meant off the top of the dome. Nowadays, freestyle pretty much refers to free of style. Man, I actually dislike the way they use freestyle nowadays. Typically, a freestyle nowadays refers to a singular beat. It's a consistent beat. Nothing very interesting. Maybe a looped 4 to 8 bar beat. No changing, no hooks, no choruses, no breakdowns, nothing. Just a consistent beat. And the dude rhymes the whole way through. Just continuously spits bars the whole way through. I mean, freestyles are cool. I like them. Again, I picked this song to be on the podcast. I like the song. I just wish there was another word for it, because I really missed the word freestyle being used exclusively for raps spitting off the top of the head with no pre-written shit. Yeah, let's dive into it. So the song doesn't start like this. I'm picking it up a little bit into the beginning of it. Tell me what a shithole look like, where we move heaven and earth for a couple of men's net worth while we let our poor live in dirt. Okay, I should have given you guys a little bit of backstory on the song. This is Marlon Craft's response to Trump calling a couple of African countries, if not all of Africa. I actually forget the comment, but he referred to a couple of African countries, if not the entirety of Africa, as a shithole. So Marlon Craft decided to make a response to that comment. He says, tell me what a shithole look like, where we move heaven and earth for a couple of men's net worth while we let our poor live in dirt. He's pretty much saying, he's setting up this entire song to be a little bit different from the average way people responded to Trump's comment. A lot of the media, a lot of other people were like, hey, Trump, you can't call countries shitholes, dude. That's not cool. You're hurting them. You're hurting their ability to get better. You're just being a shitty human being. Don't do that. Marlon Craft, however, flipped this sentiment on its head. He went with, oh, they're shitholes, huh? What's a shithole? Let's define what a shithole is. And then he says all these things. He defines all these things that make up a shithole, or he claims to make up a shithole. And honestly, I think everyone would agree that these sentiments, these aspects make up a shithole. And then he's like, oh, wait, hold on. All these aspects that we all agree make a shithole are actually about America. Huh. Interesting, dude. Why are you talking shit about other countries? Shouldn't you be focused on the problems we have here as the president? Huh? So, again, the line, it goes, tell me what a shithole look like where we move heaven and earth for a couple of men's net worth while we let our poor live in dirt. He's saying that as a society, we all work and put in all this effort, blood, sweat, and toil for just a few people to benefit while everyone else suffers, right? Very topical today with all the billionaires and poor people not being able to afford medical care, healthcare, food, rent, etc. Where lies are national and fashionable, Trump's factual. That's a very cool line. Three rhymes, two internal. National, fashionable, factual. And there's a double meaning there on the word Trump. Fashionable trumps factual. He's saying that the fashionable is superior in the shithole of a country to factual things. And he's saying that Trump, he uses the word Trump to say Trump is the fashionable one who's not factual. Where we don't know what justice is laughable. I like this. It's a little play on words. Justice. You get it. Pretty simple, straightforward. Marlon makes, his lyrics are pretty straightforward, but they do have some punchlines like that, some internal rhymes like that, are about cool topics, important topics. I like when rap songs have meaning that try to change society a little bit, spread some wisdom, stuff like that. He has a really cool take in this song. I left out the really cool take. You should definitely listen to it and find it for yourself. And you should listen to him too. He has a great sound, up and coming, very, very underground rapper. Really want him to blow up because he's a good dude. He's a very good dude. I like him a lot. Up next is my boy Milo. Milo on his song Encyclopedia. An encyclopedia. Milo graduated college with a philosophy degree. He raps in this very interesting, kind of poetic speech, human normal speech type of way. It's not for everyone. I'm just put it out there. I've shared Milo's music with a couple of my friends. Some of them are okay with it. Some of them just purely can't listen to it. It's rare that I hear another person be like, yeah, bro, Milo's the dude. But the ones of us that are Milo fans, we're kind of like a cult. We get it. We know that we're our own little group that not many people can relate to. It's cool, though. He's really cool. I suggest giving him a listen. Some of his stuff is not very typical sounding like other things in the rap game. He has a very unique sound. But regardless, I'll happily show you guys some of his stuff, recommend songs for you to listen to. This is one of them that you should definitely check out, an encyclopedia. What else can I say about him? I don't know. I guess that's good. Let's hop into it. I get preface. This song is about being black in America. The chorus goes like this. People of color, coloring people of color, coloring people of color, coloring people of color, coloring. And it kind of continues on like that. You can see the metaphors in what he's saying there. It's interesting. Let's go into the little bars I picked out. They gave us Mavis Beacon and slavish deacons. Okay. So he's saying that they is kind of like this metaphor for the man or white society, white America, gave us Mavis Beacon. Mavis Beacon is the host, this African-American woman of a typing video game, a video game that teaches kids and people, adults, how to type on a computer. Slavish deacons are a deacon of a church, kind of like a mini priest. I'm not really religious, and nor am I Christian or Catholic, so I'm not fully aware on how deacons work, but to me, they're kind of like a priest or a pastor. And a slavish deacon was the slave master let their slaves have many churches, is what he's saying here. So he's like, oh, cool, dude, our slave masters gave us a black lady to show us how to type, and they let us have priests in our as slaves. Like, wow, it's so nice. It's ironic, or it's oh my goodness, you know the word I'm trying to say. It begins with an S. Oh my, I'm done. Anyways, and then he goes on to talk about these slavish deacons that he referred to, these churches for slaves. Who predicate upon, who pontificate upon, who conversate upon, but never hand grenade upon. Oh, yeah, that is one of my favorite rap lines. But never hand grenade a palm. What a metaphor, dude. What a metaphor. That's so cool. Let's dive into it. First off, just lyrics, word choice, predicate, pontificate. Yeah. His vocabulary, big vocabulary. Super cool. I always appreciate when rappers can use different words, kind of interesting words, more pointed, specific words. I like words that are scalpels, you know, very sharp and have very singular purpose and meaning, and could only be used in super precise instances. And he does this, and this awesome to see and hear. Who predicate upon, who pontificate upon, who conversate upon, but never hand grenade upon. He's saying that these African-American churches talk about how it is being black in America and like slavery and all this stuff. And they talk about it, and they really discuss it, you know, and they lecture on it. And, oh, this is how it should be. This is what we need to do. But they never take action. They never hand grenade a palm. All right. Palm, again, not very religious here, but a palm is like a hymn, a sort of song, a biblical prayer song. They never like weaponize their speech. They never give any teeth, any fangs, any action to the words that they say. And that's what he's saying with that metaphor, never hand grenade a palm. What a cool metaphor. They find refuge muttering the patriarchy is on autopilot with prayer beads and solemnity. Again, such great word choice. Milo takes aim at inaction, and people who are comforted by chanting to themselves and are not comforted by actual real change. We urban outfitters would like to make a t-shirt out of your just born soliloquy. Ooh. Okay, we all know what that's about, right? We all know what that's about. Like, And what's super cool is what Milo just did here. He took this whole, I don't want to call it railing against or argument, but his lack of satisfaction with these black churches, okay? And he's firing at them. And then he just turns around and takes a couple shots at the white people who are profiting off of appropriated pain. He just flips it around. You don't know who he's going to shoot at next, but anyone who's not on his worldview or understanding of this matter, he's going to take shots at. And it's super, super cool. He's saying that, hey, white people, man, stop profiting off of our pain. Stop stealing the pain from us to profit off of. What bullshit is that? Are you serious? That's wild. That's absolutely wild. Yeah, man. Super cool. Very, very cool. I really like what he does in that song. And I really like what all the artists do in this, on all the songs I listed. Again, all the lyrics will be online on my website, chandlerso.com/lyrics unwrapped. There will be entire show notes in there with the lyrics, links to everything I just referred to, like the Z Frank video about cuttlefish, some recommended songs. If you want to check out Marlon, if you want to check on Milo, if you want to check on Aesop, I'll have some recommended songs. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you have any recommendations, please send them to me on my website, chandlerso.com/say hi. You can message me using the form there and give me any feedback, positives, negatives, as long as it's more or less constructive. I would appreciate that. You can call me a fuckhead. I don't care. That's cool. I just would really appreciate anything constructive. I really hope you enjoyed this. Let me know. Again, this is Lyrics Unwrapped, the podcast which analytically breaks down the best rap lyrics of all time, explaining the hidden meaning and the genius of each bar. If you have any raps you would like to show me, if you have any rappers you'd like to put me on, if you have any bars you'd want me to analyze, let me know. I love listening to new stuff, and I'll be happy to dive into something new. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care. Peace.